In the sweeping expanse of the Gamma sector, nestled between spirals of twinkling stars and luminous nebulas, lay the planet Zeloria. It was a world vibrant with bioluminescent flora and diverse sentient life forms, unknown to most of the universe. Among its inhabitants, the Zeltrons were a race of beings whose existence had been perilously close to extinction. That was until Earth's Captain Elliot Drake intervened, turning him into an interstellar hero. Captain Drake, a seasoned space explorer from Earth, had accidentally stumbled upon Zeloria during a mission to chart unexplored territories. On discovering the Zeltrons' plight, a mysterious disease that ravaged their population, he utilized his training in xenobiology to help find a cure. His success had not only saved an entire race, but had also fostered a deep bond between him and the Zeltrons. The story begins in the Grand Hall of Queen Marlis, the ruler of the Zeltrons, and the mother to 3 uniquely gifted daughters. The hall, carved from luminescent crystal that glowed with the planet's natural light, was filled with a harmonious blend of various alien dignitaries. They had gathered to celebrate the 5th anniversary of the Zeltron's salvation, a day now commemorated as the Festival of Life. Queen Marlis, a stately figure with iridescent skin that shimmered with every emotion, watched Captain Drake as he interacted with her people. Her heart was heavy with a decision she had yet to disclose, even to her closest advisors. "Captain Drake," Marlis called out, her voice echoing softly through the crystal chamber. Elliot turned, his weathered face breaking into a warm smile as he approached the Queen. "Your Majesty," he greeted, bowing slightly. "I have a matter of great importance to discuss with you. Please join me in the viewing chamber," she said, leading him away from the crowd to a quieter part of the palace. As they walked, the scenery shifted subtly with views of Zeloria's breathtaking landscapes, a reminder of what had been saved. They stopped in front of a massive window overlooking the glow forest where every tree pulsed with life. "Elliot, when you saved my people, you did more than cure a disease. You restored our future," Marlis began, her voice laced with emotion. "But there is another matter that threatens our prosperity. Our traditions require that my daughters marry to secure our lineage and leadership. With no suitable matches among our people or allies, I am faced with an unconventional choice." Drake listened, his brow furrowed, sensing the weight of her words. "I propose an alliance, not just of planets, but of families. Elliot, would you consider being the consort to one of my daughters? Your union would symbolically and politically secure the bond between Earth and Zeloria." The proposal hung in the air like a nebula cloud, dense and significant. Elliot was taken aback, not only by the honor but by the implications of such a union. It was an enormous responsibility, and he felt both honored and overwhelmed. "Queen Marlis, this is unexpected. I am flattered, truly, but this is something that requires a lot of thought. Your daughters, are they in agreement with this proposal?" Elliot asked, aware of the complexities involved in such decisions. Marlis smiled, a glint of mirth in her eyes. "They are aware, and each has expressed a willingness to meet with you, to learn about Earth and its cultures. This is not a demand, Elliot. Think of it as a request from one leader to another, and from a mother who wants to see her children flourish." As the celebration continued in the background, Elliot gazed out at the glowing forest, pondering the crossroads of fate that had brought him to this moment. It was a decision that would change the course of 2 worlds forever. Elliot spent the night in the royal guest quarters, a room designed to mimic the tranquil darkness of a starless space, meant to soothe the thoughts of its occupants. Despite the intended calm, his mind was a whirlwind of considerations. Marrying into an alien royal family was beyond any protocol covered in his training. The following morning, the Queen arranged for Elliot to meet her daughters individually. Each meeting was set in different parts of the botanical gardens, a sprawling maze of exotic plants and floating flowers that epitomized Zelorian artistry and bioengineering. First, he met with Princess Alira, the eldest, in the Dawn Atrium, a circular garden where the light simulated a perpetual morning. Alira was a scholar with an ethereal presence, her skin catching the light like the facets of a diamond. She discussed her studies in galactic diplomacy and her vision for a united front between their races against common cosmic threats. "You've brought us much more than a cure, Captain Drake," Alira said, her voice serene yet authoritative. "You've brought possibilities, connections to the cosmos that were beyond our reach. I seek to build upon those connections, and your perspective as an Earthling would be invaluable." As they conversed, Elliot noted her poised intelligence and the subtle way her bioluminescence fluctuated with her passion for her subjects. His next encounter was with Princess Saren, the middle child, in the Whispering Grove, where the trees were engineered to produce soft musical tones in the wind. Saren, with her vibrant laugh and curious nature, was a master of biological sciences, particularly in the genetic structures that made their bioluminescent qualities possible. "We could explore new realms of science together," Saren suggested as they walked through the melodious woods. "Imagine what we could achieve with a blending of our sciences. Earth's techniques and Zaloria's natural biotechnologies could lead to unprecedented advancements." Her excitement was infectious, and her innovative ideas sparked a series of technical questions from Elliot, leading to a deep and engaging discussion. The final meeting was with the youngest, Princess Liren, in the reflecting pools, where the water mirrored the sky and seemed to blend into the horizon. Liren was an artist, capturing the essence of her world through vibrant paintings that shifted and moved with the viewer's perspective. "My art could bridge our cultures," Liren shared as they watched a holographic display of her latest exhibit. "Art speaks in a universal language, Captain. It could tell the story of our people's unity." Each princess presented a unique opportunity and challenge, leaving Elliot to consider not only a political alliance, but a personal connection that would need to flourish for the sake of both their worlds. As the suns of Zaloria set in a symphony of colors, Elliot stood on a balcony overlooking the capital, his thoughts as scattered as the stars. The decision before him was monumental. It was not just a marriage proposal, but a partnership that could redefine interspecies relations across the galaxy. The Queen had given him much to think about, and as the evening drew to a close, Elliot knew the coming days would require careful thought and perhaps counsel from his own leaders back on Earth. As the stars blinked silently above, he pondered the futures that might unfold from his choice. Elliot contacted Earth Command to discuss the unique proposal from Queen Marlis. The video calls stretched long into the Zalorian night, filled with debates and analyses from Earth's top diplomats and xenorelations experts. The potential benefits of such an alliance were clear, but so were the risks involved in intertwining human and alien royal lineages. After several discussions, Earth's leaders agreed to support his decision, emphasizing the strategic and cultural gains. Armed with this backing, Elliot requested a private audience with Queen Marlis to discuss the terms of this alliance further. In the regal setting of the solarium, a room where the walls were embedded with orbiting simulations of the galaxy, Elliot met with the Queen. "Your Majesty, after considerable thought and consultation with my superiors, I am inclined to accept your proposal," he said, his voice steady, but his heart racing with the gravity of his words. Queen Marlis, whose luminescence gently pulsed with her emotions, nodded solemnly. "We are honored, Captain Drake. Have you thought about which of my daughters you believe would be the best match for this union?" Elliot paused, considering his meetings with each princess. "Each of your daughters is remarkable, each offering a unique bond between our worlds. However, I believe Princess Saren and I have a shared passion for science that could lead to significant advancements for both our people." The Queen smiled, a wave of relief and happiness radiating from her. "Very well, I shall speak with Saren. If she agrees, we will begin the preparations for a bonding ceremony that respects both our cultures." In the following weeks, preparations surged forward. The palace buzzed with activity, as both Zalorian and earthly decorators, planners, and diplomats worked tirelessly. Elliot and Saren spent this time together under the tutelage of cultural experts, learning each other's customs, languages, and expectations. As the bonding ceremony approached, the entire planet of Zaloria seemed to pulse with anticipation. The event was set in the Grand Celestial Amphitheater, an open-air venue that faced the horizon where Zaloria's twin moons rose. Guests from across the galaxy arrived, a myriad of species and delegates, all eager to witness this historic union. Elliot stood at the altar, dressed in a blend of Earth's military formal wear and Zalorian ceremonial robes, a symbol of their united future. Saren approached, her gown flowing like liquid starlight, reflecting the cosmic panorama above them. Her smile was radiant, her confidence an affirmation of their chosen path together. The ceremony was a tapestry of both worlds' traditions. Vows were exchanged, not just between Elliot and Saren, but between their worlds, promising mutual protection, shared knowledge, and a commitment to peace. As they sealed their vows with a traditional Zalorian gesture of bonding, placing their hands together palm to palm, their skin glowing in sync, the crowd erupted in cheers. Fireworks blossomed in the sky, mimicking the starry expanse of the universe, a celebration of new beginnings and the boundless possibilities of their joint future. Under the gaze of the cosmos, Elliot and Saren turned to face the assembly, their union not just a personal pledge, but a beacon of hope for all watching. In the reflection of Zaloria's moons and the distant stars, their intertwined destinies shimmered, a testament to the enduring quest for unity and understanding among the stars. The days following the ceremony were filled with galactic media buzz and political discussions across star systems, as the news of the unprecedented union between an Earth hero and a Zalorian princess traveled through space. The spotlight was not only on Elliot and Saren, but also on the broader implications of their alliance. Diplomats from various planets viewed this as a strategic pivot point that could reshape interstellar relations. Back on Zaloria, Elliot and Saren began their collaborative projects, merging Earth technology with Zalorian biotechniques. Their first initiative was to develop a series of interstellar botanical gardens, facilities that would not only serve as research centers, but also as diplomatic venues promoting peace and cooperation among races. Meanwhile, the adjustments to daily royal duties and the pressures of constant public scrutiny were challenging for Elliot. He found solace in the serene environments of the gardens they were developing, often spending time there to gather his thoughts and escape the relentless demands of his new role. One evening, as the twin moons illuminated the reflective surfaces of the garden pools, creating a dance of light and shadow, Saren joined him. "It seems the gardens are not just for the galaxy, but also for us," she noted, observing his contemplative state. Elliot smiled, the tension easing from his features. "Indeed, they remind me why we embarked on this path, not just for the Alliance, but for the potential good we can do together." Their project quickly gained attention, drawing scholars, scientists, and diplomats to Zaloria to see the fusion of Earth and Zalorian science firsthand. These visits often included tours led by Elliot and Saren, who explained their joint research and shared vision for the future. As their work progressed, so did their relationship. Through daily interactions, shared goals, and mutual respect, their initial partnership deepened into a profound connection, making them not only allies, but true partners. The success of their botanical gardens led to the planning of a multi-species conference to be held on Zaloria, titled The Conclave of Stars. The event aimed to discuss key issues facing the galaxy, such as resource distribution, territorial disputes, and shared technological advancements. Saren, with Elliot's support, spearheaded the organization of the conference. As they worked together, their combined strengths, her diplomatic grace and his tactical acumen, made them an effective team. When the day of the conference arrived, leaders and representatives from numerous star systems gathered in the grand auditorium of the palace. The hall was filled with a variety of beings, each unique in form and thought, representing the rich diversity of the galaxy. Elliot took the stage first, his presence commanding yet inclusive. "Today we stand together not as separate races or distant neighbors, but as members of a shared community. This conclave is a testament to what we can achieve when we choose cooperation over conflict." Saren followed, her speech weaving together the themes of unity and innovation. "Let this be the place where we sow the seeds of lasting peace and prosperity. Let us share not only our technologies and resources, but our hopes and dreams for a better universe." The conclave was a resounding success, leading to several initiatives and agreements that would benefit many systems. The unity between Earth and Zaloria became a celebrated example of how diverse worlds could collaborate for the greater good. As Elliot and Saren watched the delegates depart, hopeful for the future, they realized that their alliance had sparked a beacon of hope across the cosmos. Their commitment to each other and their shared mission had set a new course for the galaxy, promising a brighter future forged from the combined strength of their worlds. In the aftermath of the conclave of stars, the galaxy buzzed with a new sense of purpose. However, the harmony reached at the conference soon faced its first test. A crisis emerged on the fringe planet of Vespalia, known for its crucial mineral deposits, but plagued by civil unrest. As news of the turmoil reached Zaloria, Elliot and Saren saw an opportunity to put their diplomatic ethos into practice. They convened an emergency session with Zaloria's top advisors and strategists, including delegates from Vespalia. Elliot, leveraging his tactical expertise, proposed a peacekeeping mission combined with humanitarian aid, aiming not just to stabilize the region, but to address the underlying causes of the conflict. Stability comes from understanding and support, not suppression, Elliot emphasized during the session. We should offer aid, but also facilitate dialogue among the conflicting parties. Saren, complementing Elliot's strategy with her diplomatic insight, suggested, "Let's host a summit here on Zaloria. Bring leaders from Vespalia's factions to neutral ground, away from the pressures of their home planet." The proposal was ambitious, and while it was met with some skepticism, the memory of their recent successful conclave pushed the council to approve their plan. As preparations for the summit began, Elliot and Saren faced not only logistical challenges, but also personal threats. Opponents of peace viewed their initiative as a threat to their power and profits from the ongoing conflict. Subtle threats arrived in various forms: anonymous messages, suspicious disruptions in their communications, and even a sabotage attempt on one of the botanical garden's research facilities. Despite these challenges, the summit went ahead. Leaders from Vespalia arrived on Zaloria, each wary but curious about the potential outcomes. The summit's first days were tense, with old grievances surfacing and tempers flaring. Elliot and Saren worked tirelessly, mediating discussions, soothing egos, and reminding attendees of the broader vision of peace. Gradually, the atmosphere shifted from confrontational to cooperative as the realization dawned that this might be their best chance to end years of strife. Meanwhile, the threat to Elliot and Saren became more pronounced. Security measures around them were tightened, and their public appearances were minimized. Still, they continued their work, driven by a belief in their mission. As the summit drew to a close, a framework agreement was reached, a roadmap to peace for Vespalia, including economic aid, a schedule for democratic elections, and plans for a multinational peacekeeping force. The success of the summit brought Elliot and Saren even closer. They had navigated through personal and political dangers, emerging not just unscathed, but with a stronger bond and a reaffirmed purpose. Returning to the serenity of their botanical gardens, Elliot and Saren reflected on the turbulent weeks. "Every step we take brings new challenges, but also new opportunities," Saren mused, watching a rare Zalorian sunset paint the sky. "Yes," Elliot agreed, his hand finding hers, "and each challenge we face together only makes our alliance stronger." Their relationship, formed in the crucible of political necessity, had blossomed into a deep, unwavering partnership, one that was becoming the cornerstone of not just their lives, but also a lasting peace across the stars. As peace took root on Vespalia, the galaxy watched and learned, the successful summit serving as a beacon of what could be achieved through unity and cooperation. Elliot and Saren, now celebrated as peacemakers, turned their attention back to Zaloria and the ongoing projects that had been momentarily overshadowed by interstellar diplomacy. The botanical gardens, once a pet project, had flourished into hubs of scientific innovation and cultural exchange. Scholars, scientists, and diplomats from various planets were frequent visitors, each contributing their knowledge and learning in return. The gardens symbolized the fruitful possibilities of their union, blending Earth's technological prowess with Zalorian biotech innovations. Amidst this backdrop of burgeoning success, Elliot and Saren faced another monumental task: the arrival of a delegation from Earth, including high-ranking officials and Elliot's own family, coming to witness the progress of the interspecies alliance firsthand. This visit was not just a formal inspection, but also a deeply personal affair for Elliot, as he would reunite with relatives and mentors who had only seen his new life through transmissions. The preparations were meticulous, with both Elliot and Saren eager to showcase the achievements of their partnership. When the Earth delegation arrived, they were greeted with a grand tour of the Zalorian capital, culminating in the botanical gardens. Elliot's family was visibly moved by the beauty and tranquility of the gardens, and his mother, with tears in her eyes, embraced him. "You've built more than just a new home here, Elliot. You've helped forge a future," she whispered. The visit also included strategic meetings, with Earth officials discussing further collaborations, including the expansion of the botanical garden concept to other worlds as symbols of peace and cooperation. Elliot, with Saren by his side, negotiated these plans, their combined vision evident in every proposal and discussion. As the visit concluded, the delegation left Zaloria with renewed agreements and mutual commitments, ensuring that the alliance between Earth and Zaloria would remain strong and fruitful. Elliot felt a profound sense of accomplishment and belonging, as if he truly was part of both worlds now. In the quiet aftermath of the delegation's departure, Elliot and Saren took a moment to reflect on their journey. Standing together in the tallest tower of the palace, overlooking the illuminated cityscape, they contemplated the future. "We've done so much, yet there's still more to explore, more to build," Saren said, her voice filled with excitement and wonder. "And we'll do it together," Elliot replied, his arm around her shoulders. "Not just for us, but for the galaxy." Their personal and professional lives had become inseparably intertwined, each strengthening the other. As they looked out over the world they were helping to shape, the challenges they had faced seemed less like obstacles and more like stepping stones on a path leading toward a horizon filled with hope. The story of Elliot and Saren had begun with a proposal that crossed stars and spanned cultures. Now it continued as a testament to the power of unity and the endless possibilities when two worlds come together, not just in alliance, but in harmony. As the stars twinkled above, their joint legacy was already being written, not just in the annals of their respective peoples, but in the very fabric of the cosmos.